365 Sports.
Welcome back to 365 Sports Mizzou with myself, Davis Wilson, as your host. 365 Sports Mizzou brought to you by Rogue Media. Thanks to the people at Rogue Media. All right, it is Wednesday morning. Hopefully everybody's still staying warm enough and staying safe and everything, because we still have ice all over the road, so people aren't really moving much. Even now, it's been, when Dallas gets ice, there's not much anybody does about it. They just wait for the ice to go away, and that's been kind of nice to hang around here. It gave me a lot of time to watch Missouri basketball yesterday, unfortunately, and it didn't go great for Missouri. It was Missouri was on the road against number 23 Alabama last night. Missouri obviously coming off of a nice win over Oklahoma, dramatic win. Playing a really good team on the road, and it didn't go great. Missouri loses 90-64. That's what we're going to be talking about today on this show. There's no football news to report. I think that's kind of settling down for the most part, although I did see that very brief Missouri wide receiver Horatio Fields, who transferred from Auburn only to be let go of his contract. He now signed with Ole Miss, so staying in the SEC, playing for Ole Miss. I think for the most part, Missouri's going to be done in the portal. So I'm not sure kind of what the basketball news is going to look like for the next couple of weeks or months, but I'll try my best to find stuff to talk about. Basketball is going to be the focus, and I was hoping it would be a fun basketball season to talk about. It has been about as middle of the road of a season as you can imagine. Missouri now 14-7, 4-4 in the SEC. Have had, the Tigers have had great wins against Florida and Kentucky, and now Oklahoma last game, and they've had some really bad losses to Alabama, Illinois, Kansas, Notre Dame. So this team is living on the bubble. They were on the bubble before this blowout loss. I think they're going to be squarely off the bubble now. Excuse me. I'm going to pause. I need to sneeze. Like I was saying, I think they're going to be on the outside looking in now, because this was a bad loss. 26-point loss. I mean, Alabama dominated. They shot the ball really well. That was the first thing. They made 15 threes. Missouri made 4. Missouri had one of the worst free throw shooting efforts I've ever seen a team have at any level. I mean, junior high basketball teams don't shoot 35% from the free throw line. Seriously. 8 of 23 from the free throw line for Missouri. They're leaving 15 points just out there. And if they, say they make those 15 points, now instead of it being a 26-point game, it's an 11-point game? Much more manageable, and it's a whole different situation if you make some, I don't know. It's so frustrating watching a team miss 15 free throws. Your guys didn't have it. Your scoring guys really didn't have it. Jaden Stone only had 8. Mark Mitchell only had 11. T.O. Barrett had 13. Sean Phillips actually played a really nice game, but it didn't matter. Anthony Robinson continues to give you nothing, which is just so concerning at this point. Trent Pierce only had 4 points. They got to get him going again. He kind of turned the season around when he came back from his injury, and now he's not really playing that great. I don't even know what to say here. They were completely dominated. Missouri was. They went down, I think, 8-0, and then they kind of, staved off that first storm, but it didn't matter. I mean, this Alabama team ran away from them. And I feel like Missouri has these stretches like every game where they go like 3 or 4 minutes plus without scoring a point. And all teams go through rough patches on offense in games, but Missouri does it so consistently. I mean, it feels like every game they're having to figure out a way to score the ball after 4 minutes of not doing so. And that, the offense's rhythm is just not good. The defense isn't good. You can't shoot. I don't even know what this team does that well. I really don't. They actually out-rebounded Alabama by 5 and still managed to lose by 26 points. I think that's pretty impressive. They turned the ball over 13 times. They had one fast break point, which is just like the antithesis of what Dennis Gates has been able to do here. Like, the fast break points are crucial. Missouri dominated in the paint, 44 points to 20. It didn't matter because, again, Alabama hit 15 threes. Shot 38% from 3. They shot 88% from the free throw line, 23 of 26. Alabama made as many free throws as Missouri attempted. And Alabama shot 42% from the field overall. Missouri shot 39% from the field overall. Just a bad loss. This is now your third real blowout loss to good teams. What I want to talk about is this. T.O. Barrett looked good. He had 6 points kind of in the first couple minutes. He's your starting point guard now. I don't know what the hell has happened with Anthony Robinson, but he is not the guy we thought he was. He is not contributing whatsoever, not contributing defensively, not contributing, as a point guard passing the ball. He's not doing anything, which is just crazy. But it's, this team is worse when he is not good. I mean, Dennis Gates was counting on him to be good. It's pretty simple, and he's not. And that's why we see Missouri now kind of in a weird hole that they can't get out of. And, I think it's such a I've been back and forth on this. After the Kansas, Illinois losses, I kind of gave up on this team, and then they drew me back in with the Florida and Kentucky wins. And now these last couple of weeks have been really ugly for the most part. I don't think this team's good. I'm ready to make a declaration for sure. I wasn't totally sure because sometimes they can look good, but this team isn't good. This team's not going to make the tournament. I'm sorry. This team is going to go down as a failure, and it's crazy that this program can't seem to put together 2 good seasons in a row and build some momentum. That's the most important thing. Build some momentum. They haven't been able to do it. It's one good year, one bad year, one good year, one bad year. You got a hell of a transfer. I mean, you have a hell of a recruiting class coming in next year. That's something to look forward to. But it's just like Missouri should be a better basketball program than it is. I know there's a lot of people who are ready to give up on Dennis Gates. You can't do that right now because, again, you have a recruiting class coming to play for Dennis Gates. They're not coming to play because they love Columbia, Missouri. They're coming to play because they want to play for Dennis Gates. So you can't get rid of him. And I don't think you should. I'm not one of those people who's saying we got to get rid of Dennis Gates and find someone else. That's not what I'm saying. But I understand people getting frustrated. It's like, Missouri should be a better basketball program. It just should be. And it's not. So, I think, look, if Missouri goes on a big run, they have Mississippi State coming up in 3 days, South Carolina, Texas A&M, Texas, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, Arkansas to close the season. If they can go on a big run and win some of those games, a majority of those games, maybe they maybe they make the tournament, but I just don't see that being likely with the way they play. So I don't know. I just I think, all right, I've been pretty negative, so I'll try to be positive. I think T.O. Barrett is a bright spot as you look forward. T.O. Barrett, 13 points, 5 of 10 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, 4 assists. He's been a bright spot. He gets to the basket really well. I really enjoy watching him play. Mark Mitchell had an off night, didn't score the ball a lot. His off night is 11 points on 5 of 11 shooting. Now, to be fair, he missed 7 free throws. He was 1 of 8 from the free throw line, which is terrible. But, if he makes those, he's up to 18 points, which is right around where we're used to him being. This team doesn't do the little things well. They turn the ball over. They don't make free throws. They don't pass that well. I don't know. They're not good enough. It's majority of the time it's not very fun to watch this team play, and as a fan, it's like, why am I watching this team play? All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back to wrap this thing up, talk about a few more hot topics, and I'll get out of here.
NFL playoffs, let's go! All right, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, makes every moment feel bigger. In the postseason, the game shifts fast, and with DraftKings live betting options, you can stay right in the moment. Make every moment matter this NFL postseason with DraftKings. I am really looking forward to the third times the charm matchup with the Bills and the Patriots. Plus, DraftKings has your back with early exit protection. If the player in your eligible NFL prop bet goes down at any point in the first half, you still get paid in cash. With DraftKings, you're covered through the entire half. Why bet player props anywhere else? New customers, here's your shot. Bet just $5, and if that bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code ALLMIZZOU. That's code ALLMIZZOU to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 21 plus. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Okay, we're back. Let's finish this thing up. All right, there's a hot topic in college football right now, and Alabama's kind of at the face of it. So players who used to play for programs and then go pro and then don't end up playing in the pro league, the NBA, and they still have eligibility, they're coming back to the team now. The first time we saw it was with James Najee, right? At Baylor. I think that was the first case of it. Wait, was that it? Was he the first one? I think he was the first one that happened. Yeah, he was kind of the one that made this thing a headline. So James Najee, for example, played for Baylor years ago, was selected 31st overall, so the first pick in the second round of the NBA draft, I think. Yeah. He's picked in the 2023 draft. I guess he never played in the NBA. He played overseas or G League or I honestly, I don't know where he played. I think he played the point is he didn't play in the NBA, and so he didn't somehow he now can come back to Baylor because he didn't use up his eligibility at Baylor. And so he came back mid-season a month ago. Now, Alabama just had a case very similar happened with them. So Charles Bediako, who played for Alabama 2021 to 2023. He went undrafted in 2023, played for the G League, the Austin Spurs, Grand Rapids Gold, Motor City Cruise, never played in the NBA. So now he comes back mid-season to help out a already really good Alabama team, Charles Bediako. again, I don't really know how this works. Like, I guess the NCAA really doesn't have any rules. Like, there's just no there's no rules. Guys are bringing players back. And here's what I'll say about this. I think that it's crazy that this is allowed. It's crazy that there is not a rule against this, where if a player goes, like, declares going pro, enters, plays for the G League and then can come back. I don't think that should be allowed. I think there's, that seems weird to me. But if the NCAA, which is a kind of spineless, they don't have a leadership. They have no leadership. They have no, they have no idea they have no idea what they're doing. And we've seen that with football stuff. We've seen that now with basketball stuff. They don't know what they're doing. So I can't sit here and blame Scott Drew and Nate Oates for doing this. Like, if this is going to be allowed, why wouldn't you try to do this? I like, at this point, I saw Dennis Gates kind of defended Charles Bediaku. So maybe he's about to do something similar. I don't know who he could bring in who has eligibility that could help them. That's not really the point. I just think that it's crazy that the NCAA has no rules. They have no rule book. They have no guideline. They largely have no idea what they're doing, it seems like, most of the time. This is a crazy thing. Professional players should not be allowed to come back to college. I just don't think that should be allowed. But I mean, it's happening. And, maybe Dennis Gates calls up Isaiah Mosley. I've seen that going around on Twitter. I think he has eligibility left. I don't know. I just think it's crazy that we're at this point. And again, I don't really blame Alabama or Baylor, because they found a loophole that works. And as long as the loophole's there, you should be able to exploit it. This is not Baylor and Alabama's fault. This is just like the NCAA is. I don't know how you're allowing this if you're the NCAA. So that's kind of the take I have. I didn't really say a ton. I just, it was relevant because Missouri played Alabama, and Charles Bediaku against Missouri had 14 points on 4 or 5 shooting, 6 rebounds, a steal. Like, he was good. He made 6 free throws. I mean, it probably really is helpful for them to have him back. And, a guy who has professional experience now in the G League. I don't know. It's crazy to me, but it is what it is, I guess. And I think more and more coaches are going to do it until the NCAA comes out and says, all right, sorry, we messed this up. Never mind. But I really don't know when that's going to happen or anything. So, I don't know. All right. That's pretty much all I have for today. Pretty quick episode, but again, no football really, no big news. Missouri plays Mississippi State. They host Mississippi State on the 31st, which is on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. on SEC Network. Look, they got to start really winning some games, or else they are not going to play in the NCAA tournament. And I already think it might be a situation where they're too late. But if they string together some wins, like we've seen them when they look good.
365 Sports.
I don't really know why that just played again. It shouldn't have played. That was weird. I'm sorry about that. I guess that is my cue to wrap things up. The NCAA is weird. Missouri can go on a run. That's kind of what I was saying before it interrupted me. Come back tomorrow. I'll have something to talk about. Appreciate you guys for being here. Stay warm. Stay safe. I'll see you.
365 Sports.